Hello everybody, welcome to the YouTube channel RK Media. Myself Ram Krishna, English faculty. Welcome to the session Daily Interaction Class 2. Yesterday we learned pronouns with simple sentences and how do we use the simple sentences in our daily conversations. And in this class of video today we are going to talk about pronouns again, but we come to know how do we use be forms, do forms, have forms and modals to the pronouns. This is a class and we are going to talk about uses of be forms, do forms, have forms and how do we use these be forms to the pronouns. Okay, so this is very important class, and if you are able to use a right be form to the right pronoun, so you would speak English very easily. So it is a piece of cake to use something in English. Very good, right? And now coming to the topic, see, I use a be form. Okay, I use a be form am to the pronoun I. So as we come to know that I and we are the first person and you is always the second person, she, he, it third persons, and she, he, it third person singulars, and whereas they is also a third person but it comes under the plural. So she, he, it, these are the third person singulars, whereas they is third person plural. Okay, so in this video I have prepared all the be forms, do forms, have forms and modals to the all these pronouns. Okay, using different tenses. So let us talk about a first be form, that is am, that I used for I. So I am, and I was, I do, I did, I have, I had, I will, or I shall. So let us come to know that when you use am for I, it indicates that you have something. That means you are something. If somebody asks you, what are you? I say very properly that I am a teacher. Okay, now that you are working as a teacher, whereas if you use was for the same pronoun I, that indicates something that you are not a teacher right now. You were a teacher. I was a teacher. That means you are not a teacher right now. Okay, so this is how. So I am a teacher, I was a teacher. I am a lawyer, I was a lawyer. I am a teacher, that means you are working as a teacher right now. If you say I was a teacher, you are not a teacher right now. That means you were a teacher some years ago. Okay, and now see, I do this work, I did this work, and here I use do forms, both do and did for the first person I. So if you wanted to say something right now, if you wanted to do something right now, you say I do this work right now, I do this one. If you say that you have already completed that work, you would say that I did this work yesterday. But means do indicate present tense and did indicate past tense. Now coming to the have forms, have, has, had. What are the have forms? Have, has, had. These three are the have forms. We use these have forms to indicate to have something. అంటే తెలుగులో ఏదైనా కలిగి ఉన్నాను అనేటువంటి విషయాన్ని తెలియచేయడానికి హ్యావ్ ఫార్మ్స్ అనేటువంటి మనకు ఉపయోగిస్తుంది. రైట్ నౌ I have a car. That means you are having a car right now. I have a car. That means you have the ability to have a car. And if you say I had a car, once upon a time you have a car. Right now you don't have any car, right? And see, I will, I shall. So here I use modals will and shall. Will and shall are the modal auxiliary verbs. These will and shall are used to indicate an action which is going to take place in future. For example, I will come to the class tomorrow. So the action is not yet finished. The action is going to be taken place tomorrow. So that when you come across a sentence identifying either shall or will, you may think that the sentence is in future tense right now. Okay, I will, I shall, I will, I shall continue this class tomorrow, or I would say that I will continue this class tomorrow. Okay, will and shall are the modals which indicate future tense. Okay, so these are the be forms and do forms and have forms and modals. So these be forms in present tense, past tense and future tense. Okay, now coming to the we. We is also another pronoun, and so here we use another do form, be form, or we are, same as I am. We are that means we are teachers, we were teachers. Okay, so we are teachers, we were teachers. See how simple it is to frame a sentences using be forms to the pronouns. We were teachers, we are teachers. Right now we did this work and we did this work. And now we have a car, we had a car. We have, we had, and we will, we shall. We will, we shall. And this is. And now coming to the second person you. So for the second person you, that is the right be form in present tense is are. You are a teacher, you are a lawyer, you are a manager, you are a mechanic, you are an electrician. So that is how we can frame a very easy simple sentences using all the be forms to the pronouns. Now see, you were, that indicate past tense. That means it indicates your profession which you had some years ago. And you do this work, you did this work. You do this work, you did this work. That means do and did are the verbs that indicate an action. Now coming to the again have forms. Okay, you have, you had, you have, you had. And coming to the modals, you will, you shall, you will, you shall. Now see, third person singular, that is she. Third person singular, that is she. For she, the right be form in present tense is. She is a liar. She is a liar. She is a dancer. She is a nurse. She is a nurse. That means her profession is nurse. And she is working as a nurse. And if you say that she was a nurse, so earlier she was a nurse, now she is no longer a nurse. I think she got her retirement. Okay, now see, she was and she is. And you know, see, for first person, second person, we use a do form. For I, we, you, only that is do. We do, I do, you do. But whereas when it comes to the third person singular, that is she, we use a do form does. Okay, she does, she does. And in past tense, she did, she does, she did, she does, she did. And now coming to the have forms, she has a car, she has a bike, she has a building, she has a lot of money. Okay, she has a great knowledge in the field of mathematics. Okay, if you say she had something in some years ago, I think she no longer having something, right? And she will or she shall. She will or she shall. She will come to the class tomorrow. She will do this work tomorrow. She shall play hockey tomorrow, or she shall sing songs tomorrow. So like that we can say. And now coming to the same way as she, he is, he was, he does, he did, he has, he had, and finally he will or he shall. And now see, it is, it was, it does, it did, it has, it had, it will or it shall. Okay, now once again, it is a chalk piece. It is a table. It is a piece of cake. Right? Okay, it is. It was. It does. It did. It has. It had. And finally, a future tense. It will or it shall. Now the last one is, so last one, third person plural, that is they are painters. They are, they were, they are, they were, and they do, they did, they have, they had, they will or they shall, they will or they shall. So these are the be forms, do forms, have forms in all three tenses, that is present tense, past tense and future tense. Right. So if you are a teacher, you would say I am a teacher. If you are not a teacher, you would say I am not. I am not. Are you a teacher? No, I am not a teacher. I was not a teacher. I wasn't. Negative forms. Yesterday we talked about positive and negative. Okay, I am a positive. I am not negative. I was a positive. I wasn't negative. I do positive. I don't negative. I did positive. I didn't negative. And I have, I haven't. I had, I hadn't. I will, I won't. Will plus not won't. Contraction. And I shall, I shan't. Negative forms. I will, I won't, I shall, I shan't. Now see, we are not. We were not. We do, we don't. We did, we didn't. We have, we haven't. We had, we hadn't. We will, we won't. We shall, we shan't. That is how we say all negative. And now see, you are, you aren't. You are, you aren't. You were, you weren't. You do, you don't. You did, you didn't. You have, you haven't. And you had, you hadn't. And you will or you shall, you shan't or you won't. Negative forms. And now coming to the she is, she isn't. She is, she isn't. She was, she wasn't. For example, she was a nurse. No, she wasn't a nurse. Okay, she is not a nurse. And she is, she isn't. She isn't. She was, she wasn't. She does, she doesn't. She does, she doesn't. Negative one. And she did, she didn't. She has, she hasn't. She had, she hadn't. She will, she won't. She shall, she shan't. Right. Now coming to the E. E isn't, E wasn't, E doesn't, he didn't, he hasn't, he hadn't, he won't, and he shan't. Now see, in the same way, it is, it isn't, it was, it wasn't, it does, it doesn't, it did, it didn't, it has, it hasn't, it had, it hadn't, and finally, it will, it won't, or it shall, it shan't. Now the last one is, they aren't, they are teachers, they aren't teachers, negative one. And they were, they weren't. They do, they don't. They did, they didn't. They have, they haven't. They had, they hadn't. And finally, they will, they won't. And they shall, they shan't. Okay, Nandi? So these are all pronouns and be forms, do forms and modals. And we come to know how do we use be forms to the right pronouns and do forms and have forms and modals. This is the class of the day today, and I feel very happy to say this. If you are able to learn all these things, if you are able to know that which be form and which do form, which modal and have form is suitable to which pronoun, so definitely I would say properly that you are able to speak good English. And most of the people are unaware of using right be forms, do forms, have forms to the proper pronouns. So pronouns are very crucial in our daily conversations. This is a class 2 daily interactions. Thank you all of you for listening to me all this time. And if you like this video, please subscribe my channel RK Media, and don't forget to press the bell icon for the further notification. So if you have any comments and suggestions, please drop your comments and suggestions in the drop box. Thank you all of you. Thank you.